Beloved warrior, I come to you now with a message that will shift your perspective on what you have recently endured, a message from the highest realms that asks you to look beyond the veil of pain and perceive the unseen hand of divine orchestration at work. Often, when life presents us with what appears to be a devastating loss or crushing disappointment, it is not the end of our story but the beginning of a miraculous new chapter cleverly disguised in shadows. That missed promotion, that sudden rejection, the closed door you never expected, all of these moments are not failures or curses but strategic moves designed by heaven to redirect your steps toward greater glory and fulfillment. The enemy would have you believe that you are defeated, that your dreams are shattered, and that your efforts were in vain, but I tell you now that this is a deception meant to blind you from the magnificent blessing hidden within this very setback. What you perceive as a disappointment is actually a divine opportunity cloaked in the temporary darkness of confusion and pain. This disguise is necessary because sometimes the blessing cannot be received in its full form until you are prepared through trials and testing, until your heart is purified from fear and pride, and until you are positioned exactly where heaven needs you to be for the manifestation of your destiny. You may feel frustration, sorrow, or even despair as you face these moments, but I urge you to pause and listen with your spirit to the subtle whisper of hope that flows beneath the surface of your circumstances. This whisper is the voice of your Heavenly Father, guiding you to see with eyes of faith rather than the limited vision of your current experience. The disappointment you face is a doorway, not a dead end, a portal to elevation, transformation, and unimaginable favor. Behind the scenes, angels are moving, prayers are being answered, and divine strategies are unfolding to turn what looks like loss into your greatest gain. Your patience and perseverance in this season are not wasted. They are investments that will yield a harvest of blessings far beyond your imagination. Remember, I am Archangel Michael, your protector and guide, standing with you in the spiritual realms, cutting away every doubt, fear, and deception that tries to anchor you in despair. I am here to remind you that what seems like a setback is a setup for your breakthrough. Your heartache is the soil from which your miracle will grow, and your trials are the training ground for your triumph. So hold fast to faith, keep your eyes fixed on the promises of God, and trust that this divine opportunity is preparing to reveal itself in ways that will amaze even your closest companions. You are not alone in this journey. The forces of heaven are aligned in your favor, working tirelessly to turn every perceived disappointment into a launching pad for your destiny. Embrace this truth now, for it will sustain you through the waiting, strengthen you through the struggle, and propel you into the victory that awaits. As you continue to navigate the unfolding of what feels like loss or setback, it is crucial that you begin to perceive this experience through the lens of divine strategy rather than human limitation. The moment you thought you had been denied, overlooked, or rejected was in truth a moment when heaven was closing a door to protect you from a path that would have hindered your destiny. This is the subtlety of the divine opportunity, the way it disguises itself in hardship, confusion, and even heartbreak to shield you until you are ready to receive the fullness of its blessing. You may find yourself questioning, wondering why things are not moving according to your plan, why your efforts seem to produce no visible fruit, or why the doors you expected to open remain stubbornly shut. These questions echo in the depths of your soul and can weigh heavily on your spirit. But I urge you to listen closely to the inner promptings of your heart and to the gentle, yet persistent voice of your Creator who speaks truth beyond human understanding. The disappointment you perceive is a sacred veil, behind which lies a reality so glorious and transformative that your present mind cannot yet grasp it. Sometimes, the greatest blessings require the greatest patience and the deepest trust, and this is the moment where your faith is being tested and strengthened for the reward that is coming. Know that your prayers are being heard, and every tear you have shed in confusion is precious to heaven. I am here as your celestial protector, cutting through the lies of despair and fear that attempt to cloud your vision, reminding you that your journey is guarded by forces beyond what you see. This spiritual battle is fierce, but victory is assured because the divine opportunity is active and growing, ready to burst forth at the appointed time with power and favor that will astonish you and those around you. The enemy's intention was to make you believe you had lost, but I declare that you have only been prepared for greater things. Every moment of waiting, every trial endured, is a brick laid in the foundation of your breakthrough. You must hold fast to the hope that arises from the promises of God and refuse to let discouragement take root in your heart. This is not the end of your story, it is the turning point, the very pivot where disappointment is transformed into divine destiny. Keep your spirit alert and your faith unwavering, for I am standing guard, ready to lead you through the storm and into the light of your miraculous opportunity. Your breakthrough is near, and when it comes, it will redefine what you thought was possible, revealing the wisdom and power that was hidden beneath the guise of disappointment. As the layers of this divine opportunity slowly begin to peel back before your eyes, revealing glimpses of the extraordinary plan I have for you, it is essential to remain anchored in the knowledge that every hardship endured, every door closed, and every moment of waiting has been meticulously designed to shape you into the vessel destined for greatness. The disappointment you face now is but a shadow cast by the brilliance of the glory that is ready to manifest in your life, a glory that will outshine every pain and eclipse every doubt. You may feel like giving up, like the weight of unseen battles and unfulfilled promises is too heavy to carry any longer, but I am here to tell you that your endurance is not in vain and that the forces of heaven are aligning on your behalf to usher in a breakthrough so profound that it will silence every voice of discouragement that once plagued your heart. The divine opportunity you have yet to fully recognize is a gateway to a new dimension of favor, influence, and spiritual empowerment that will stun even your most skeptical observers. I have witnessed the prayers you whispered in the silence of your soul, the tears you shed when hope seemed dim, and the moments you chose faith over fear despite the uncertainty. These moments are not forgotten, they are the building blocks of your ascension. Your setbacks were not failures but necessary recalibrations, divine course corrections that have kept you on the path ordained for you from the foundation of the world. The enemy attempts to mask this opportunity with the veil of disappointment because he knows that if you recognize the truth, you will rise beyond his reach and fulfill the purpose you were created for. This is the spiritual warfare playing out in the unseen realms, and I am here as your steadfast guardian, wielding the sword of truth and the shield of faith to protect you from every attack designed to steal your destiny. I urge you now to shift your focus from the temporary pain to the eternal promise, from the closed doors to the open heavens, and from the doubts that seek to bind you to the faith that will set you free. This is a sacred moment in your journey, a crucible in which your character is being refined and your destiny is being prepared. The divine opportunity behind the disappointment will soon reveal itself in ways that will surpass your expectations, open new doors of possibility, and elevate your life beyond what you dared to hope. Stand firm, beloved, for you are on the precipice of a miracle, and your faithfulness in this season will birth a testimony that will inspire and encourage countless others. Trust in the process, for the divine opportunity is real, it is powerful, and it is about to transform your story forever. Now, as you stand on the threshold of this breakthrough, ready to step into the fullness of the divine opportunity that has been carefully veiled in what once seemed like disappointment, I urge you to embrace this moment with courage, clarity, and unwavering faith. The trials you have faced, the doors that closed, and the hopes that seemed deferred were never meant to break you, but to build you into a warrior capable of carrying the mantle of your destiny with strength and honor. Every shadow that once loomed over your path has been cast aside by the light of heaven's purpose, and what was hidden in the darkness will now burst forth in radiant glory. I, Archangel Michael, stand with you as your protector and guide, ready to lead you into a new realm where favor flows freely, where your efforts are rewarded beyond measure, and where your testimony will shine as a beacon of hope to those still struggling in the shadows. This divine opportunity, once disguised as a setback, is your launching pad into unprecedented blessings, deeper spiritual authority, and a life marked by extraordinary fulfillment. So release every trace of bitterness, every seed of doubt, and every lingering fear, for they are no longer aligned with the victory that is yours. Walk forward boldly, knowing that heaven's armies march with you, that your path is illuminated by divine wisdom, and that your destiny is secured by unbreakable promises. The disappointment you endured has been transformed into your greatest triumph, and your story will be one of miraculous turnaround, inspiring countless souls to trust in the power of divine timing and faith. Trust in this promise, hold fast to hope, and prepare to receive the abundant blessings that await you, for this is your appointed time to rise, shine, and fulfill the magnificent plan God has ordained for your life forevermore.